Painting a garage door. There's many ways you can do it. You can do it with a roller. You can do it with a brush. Professional painters like to spray them. There's a reason for that. One of them is that you will not get an excess of paint in the sections, where the sections have their borders. And you get a nice even coverage with a sprayer. So I just wanted to see if there's anything I wanted to tell you as I'm going to do this. Okay, one of the things that you want to do with a sprayer is to keep after it's done, it should look seamless. That's one of the benefits of spraying. So what you're going to see me do, rather than walk the length of this garage door, I'll spray it in two sections. And then I'm going to do a technique whereby I pull my hand away from the door, from the garage door, near the middle. So that when I go on the other side and come toward the middle, I don't want to have a lap mark in the middle. And so I'm going to try to blend it in. When you get your fender painted, you'll see that the painter who paints your fender will do a blending process whereby he eases up with his hand and he blends it in. If you have a fender that's being repaired by a painter, an auto mechanic painter, he won't just paint the entire thing. And I found that I was fascinated when I first heard that when I had one of the repairs done to one of my vehicles. He blended it in toward the end so that the color differential between the fender and the hood was not noticeable. And so I'm just doing the same technique. Okay, so I'm going to put the sprayer on because sometimes the paint comes back in my face. This is not ideal. This is just for dust, but we're out in the open. I'm not going to get much backlash from this sprayer anyway, but you would want to use a filtration mask that's appropriate for the sprayer, okay? This is not, I'm just doing it for the video. So let's start it. Okay. What you'll notice is, if the camera person could come in closer, right over to my left. I want to show you something. Can you come closer to me? Just come closer to me, like right here. Okay. Now look, I'm not doing this with this sprayer. Okay, let me just explain something to you. If you do this and you pivot your wrist, here you're 12 inches away. Here, you're 18 inches away. Here, you're 18 inches away. This is what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? It's the same distance from every point from which I'm spraying. So please keep that in mind when you spray. Come in close, like right here. Okay, so now let's talk about a 50% overlap. Let's just say my fan which is the amount of paint that's coming out in inches. Since I'm using a 313 tip, the first number being a 3, you double that. This is a 6-inch fan. I don't want to switch tips. I should be using a 517, but I'm not. This is good enough. Instead of having a 10-inch fan with a 517 tip, I have a 6-inch fan. But just understand that we're going to do a 50% overlap. So my fan is covering from here to here, and my first pass covers that distance. My second pass is going to paint that over again. I'm going to start on my second pass, I'm going to overlap by 50%. So in other words, if my fan covers this entire box, my second pass doesn't start here. No. You want to cover 50% of what you just painted. Okay? It's a rule in painting. My camera person agrees. I had a worker who used to talk like that. Okay. Secondly, I'm using an extension. This is a 10-inch extension, which means that there's a negative pressure that happens when I start spraying. So when I start, there's a dribble. It doesn't start spraying immediately. There's like a 16th of a second where it dribbles out, and then it starts spraying. And when I take my hand off the trigger, it stops spraying and some dribbles out. And it's coming out with such force that it hits the door. So, ideally, you want to start off the door and finish off the door, okay? And if I didn't do that, shame on me. But that's what you want to do. When you use an extension, you get dribble. Okay, let's do it. Come on, let's go. I'm going to start on the ground so I don't get dribble. Can the camera see? Can the camera see what I'm doing?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. The middle, I'm easing up. I can see it, you can't. So that I don't have an overlap or flashing mark. Okay, the middle is the place where I ease up on the distance at which I spray the paint, so that the middle doesn't get hit twice with the same force and the same amount of paint. You get a flashing mark. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you were to wipe something down and you only wiped in one area, you'd say, what happened there? You're drawing attention to the area. Same issue here. You cause flashing if you hit the same area with the same amount of paint and you don't spread it out. I hope I'm explaining it well. So I'm easing up in the middle. I'm pulling back so that I just hit it gently twice rather than hit it aggressively twice. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so we'll finish up here. Starting on the tarp, and hopefully I will finish on the wall or something like that. Okay. that is how you use a Graco 395 sprayer with a 313 tip to paint a garage door. What did it take? A few minutes? If you did this with a roller, you wouldn't get the same finish as this. There you have it, folks. Just paint the garage. If you like the video, please click on like, subscribe to my channel, and do me a favor, hit that button at the top of the subscription channel button that says that you'll get all my notifications. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.